want to consider this very special topic has to do with stages of a relationship, especially as it regards to marriage. Different stages of relationship in marriage. Now, it's important for us to talk about this because you see, we've come a long way.
Yes, we are.
We've been married for how many years now? More than 2 decades.
22 years plus.
22 years. We are 22 years old in this business called marriage, and we have
business partner.
So we can, tell you for free all the things you should expect in marriage. From courtship, dating, courtship, and then into the different stages of marriage. So if you are there with your spouse, you can identify by the time we begin to pick on each of the stages, you'll be able to identify what stage where you are, because each stage has its problems.
Definitely.
Every stage of marriage has its problems. So if you do not know the stage where you belong, where you are, you may be finding marriage difficult. And that's when you see people talk about divorce or separation, because they do not understand that in marriage, in relationship, there are stages. So by the time you know those stages, you'll be able to conquer the challenges that comes with it. Now, let's look at the stages. We are talking about the stages of relationship in marriage. These stages can also bear on your dating and can also bear on your courtship. You can borrow a leaf from the wisdom we are going to be releasing today. For those who are married, you can also see it happen or replay in your courtship or in your dating. So, can I go on with the first stage, sir?
Let's go ahead.
Okay. The first stage in marriage is the stage called romance. The romance stage. You know, when everything about the person pleases you, you are so madly in love. The sight of the person sends some butterflies into your stomach. You are, so infatuated. You are so madly in love with everything and everything the person does. That is the first stage in marriage. So that whatever the person says, you are down with it. You are head over heels in love with that person. All right. In fact, many times you are so lucky that you have that person as your partner. You are so proud that the person agreed to be your spouse. You feel very, very lucky. So how did it feel like when we got married, sir?
Yeah.
I think
when we met.
When we met, even from that time now to when we got married. How did it feel like?
It was so exciting.
Very
exciting. I could remember then as a bachelor, at a point in your life, you feel so lonely. It's not as if you don't have friends around you, but you just discover that there is a vacuum in your life or in your heart that nobody could feel. So when I came in contact with then my would-be, it's like she coming to feel that vacuum. I could imagine. Oftentimes, I will go to bed with a picture under my pillow,
this is what you do.
So that I'll be sleeping and be dreaming about her. Just like you said, butterfly in my tummy.
Okay.
That was a very, very exciting moment.
Wow. I also remembered whether you intentionally left your suit. I guess you probably
Yes, I did.
You left your suit. I will take your suit to bed. Use it as my pillow. Because there's this pep, I don't know the name of that pep, that will always, when I carry your suit, it smells so nice. So I always sleep with your suit and all that. That made you came closer. You even though you had traveled back to your base, it felt like you were still around. That is the romance stage.
And that's what some people also call the euphoric stage of that, relationship where you just fell in love. And let me quickly say this. You see, to fall in love is very, very easy, but standing in love is work. That is the essence of this, broadcast. You can fall in love at any time, but at that stage, there's this deep affection for one
Very
another.
deep,
Very, very deep bonding. But I call that time, that period or stage of phase, a time of zeal without knowledge.
Zeal
We are
without knowledge.
passionate about one another,
Yes.
but not as though we've known ourselves in a way that we are guaranteed that we can stay together for life.
You see, and at that stage, you find out that you begin to love what the other person loves. Even though you are not a footballer,
Yeah.
the person likes to watch football.
You join.
You join. The person likes to go out, you know, you want to go out with the person. The person enjoys restaurants or movies. You enjoy everything and
Enjoy
like
a particular local food like
Exactly.
What you call fufu or apple. You join the person.
Exactly. That's the stage where you don't mind taking bath together. You are naked in the bathroom together taking, and that's the missing link for the other stages. They have left it. They have left the romance stage, and you know it's beginning to look like marriage is hard or boring. So the romance stage, everybody is happy.
Everybody is happy.
You are in the bathroom together, you are in the kitchen together. I remember those days when exactly, we can hardly stay apart. Those days my husband will look for me when I go to make my hair. He's in the salon with me. And then
I've not changed.
no, you're not changed. You have not changed. Yes,
What we just done is that we've moved to another stage where those things have been redefined.
It has been redefined, but I enjoyed you going to the salon.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
And I also follow her to the kitchen to taste the meat.
That is the part I don't like. He will come to the kitchen to help me. All the meat and the fish will disappear.
They don't disappear. They don't disappear. I only give hello tasting.
Hello, tasty.
And a laborer is going to the office.
Oh my
So as I
goodness.
labor alongside with her, I also get
You get rewarded.
I get rewarded.
Well, that is the fun of it. You know, the romance stage, you like doing things in common. You like doing things together. You enjoy the company of each other. You can hardly sleep in a different room. You are in the room together. In fact, my husband will escort me to the market. He follow me to the market. You even carry load with me. The truth is that they are in their romance stage. In the romance stage, they are happy. Everybody is happy.
And they can go extra length.
They can go extra length. They are very patient.
They can go extra length with their spouse. At that particular time, they can do anything to impress their partner.
Exactly. And they are very understanding.
Definitely.
Whatever the partner does, you will readily want to forgive. Once he says no, sorry. Once he says what do you call it? Sorry, you quickly forgive. Once she says she's sorry, you quickly forgive. That is the romance stage. Okay.
Yes. You also make promises, whether you can fulfill them or not, to make the other partner happy. I will take you to New York. I will take you to wherever you want to go, where you have no dime in your account.
And you
That
see,
is romance.
that is the stage where Nkwobi, Ishewu, you know, the man will take the pepper soup joint. They go to restaurant. That period I went to Mr. Biggs like no man's business. I think that was the eatery that was, you know, trending that time. You always take me out. That was the time when birthdays, you know, are not forgotten. Anniversaries are not forgotten. You understand? In fact, that stage is a very long.
And you still remember at a particular stage, you were to go for NYC.
Can we talk about that one? Can we talk about that one? I had finished from the university and I was to go for service. That's when we met.
About that time.
About that time. So we got married, you know, during that period. And I was to go for my NYC. We went to book a flight, and it was we couldn't get a flight, Daddy.
Okay.
So we couldn't continue with that plan because the weather was bad. So we decided to go through land. So I don't know the name of that bus then.
But we went to my two to catch a bus. I think whether Young Shall Grow or
I can't
really remember.
It was a night trip.
Company.
So I had taken my things, entered in the bus. My husband was outside the bus telling me bye-bye. Last week I was looking at him. And when he saw that look, my husband's head just passed. He just
My head turned.
entered inside the bus and paid them, and we traveled to Port Harcourt for my youth service. I was to spend, yes, for my orientation. I was to spend 2 weeks. My husband spent, was it 3 weeks? 3 weeks. My husband spent 2 weeks with only one clothes. That is because we were on our romance stage. If it were not a romance stage,
I had to stay with a family friend in Port Harcourt.
wearing one clothes.
Then in the night I will wash the clothes. Then in the morning I will iron it, put it on, then
again,
come to the camp.
And come to the camp.
And I will stay with her till almost evening. Then I will go back.
And all the other couples were like, wow, I go marry you. That is romance stage. Your romance stage is a period where your deep affection is expressed by action. It's always action.
When you go
speak
extra
it,
mile.
yes. You speak it, you do it, you act it, you mean it. Everything about your love feeling for your partner is done.
And I also think at that stage is when they are supposed to build friendship with one another in that relationship. Because you can be in a relationship and never be friends. But at that romance stage, consciously make you dovetail into friendship.
Yes.
Make the person your friend. Because at the latter stages, it's going to count.
It's going to count.
Yes.
That romance stage is a time where your the foundation of a relationship must be carefully laid. You don't get carried away with all the failure of I love you, I kiss you, I romance you and all that.
No.
Build your relationship. That's when you need to know who you are married to. It is not the time for many people to live in your house, your family member to live in your house. That's the time both of you should be alone in the house so that you can know your partner.
No disruption.
That is the time to know your partner.
We are not asking you to jettison your family,
No.
but we need time to know one another.
Exactly.
Without any interruption or interference.
Exactly. Because the time we come in your relationship, because you know yourself, you can tell where your husband or your wife is at time. You can tell. So it's a very important period in marital life. That's the first stage.